These celebrities secretly pulled the strings in Hollywood, and you had no idea. When people think about power in Hollywood, they often picture studio bosses in glass offices or billion-dollar corporations like Disney and Netflix pulling the strings behind the scenes. But what if some of Hollywood's most influential forces are not working behind the curtain at all, but standing directly in front of the camera? Not every A-lister is just a pretty face or a red carpet favorite. Some are strategic masterminds, power brokers, and empire builders who quietly influence which stories get told, who gets cast, and what the future of entertainment looks like. This is not just about money. It is about access, legacy, and a kind of power that is not always obvious at first glance. These are the stars who secretly control Hollywood, and you may be surprised by who made the list. The quiet billionaire, Reese Witherspoon's media empire. She won hearts in films like Legally Blonde and Walk the Line. But while audiences watched Elwoods climb the career ladder, Reese Witherspoon was building her own courtroom empire of a different kind, in the entertainment industry. In 2016, she founded Hello Sunshine, a production company with a clear mission: to tell stories about women from a female perspective. At the time, it seemed idealistic, but Reese saw what others missed: the growing demand for inclusive storytelling. Under her leadership came hits like Big Little Lies, The Morning Show, and Little Fires Everywhere. The real masterstroke came in 2021. Reese sold the company for an astonishing $900 million, while still keeping equity and creative control. She is now one of the few actresses who does not just star in shows, she also owns the studio behind them. That is not just success. That is power. The mastermind mogul, Ryan Reynolds, and the business of brands. Ryan Reynolds is charming, funny, and undeniably bankable. But behind the Deadpool mask is a man who has redefined the game of branding and Hollywood influence. Reynolds is more than an actor, he is an investor, co-owner, and marketing genius. He founded Maximum Effort, a marketing agency responsible for some of the most viral ad campaigns of recent years. He then bought stakes in Aviation Gin and Mint Mobile, both of which grew rapidly under his influence. In 2023, T-Mobile acquired Mint Mobile for around $1.35 billion. Reynolds kept his stake and a seat at the decision-making table. With creative control over marketing and media, he now has more influence than many producers. He finances his own films, writes his own ad spots, and controls his public narrative. In short, Ryan is not just playing the game, he is rewriting the rules. The empire behind the curtain, Oprah Winfrey's long-term plan. Oprah Winfrey may not be a traditional movie star, but she has unquestionably been one of the most powerful forces in entertainment for decades. Starting from her talk show empire, she built Harpo Productions, which produced films like Selma and The Butler, and helped launch careers from Dr. Phil to Ava DuVernay. Her biggest leap was the creation of OWN, the Oprah Winfrey Network. OWN had a slow start, but Oprah used it to tell stories that other networks ignored, stories about Black families, queer love, and women over 40. Content on her terms. Then came her 2018 deal with Apple TV+, which expanded her reach globally across television, streaming, publishing, and even politics. Oprah does not just approve projects, she starts movements. The streaming kingmaker, Adam Sandler's quiet dominance. For years, Adam Sandler was the target of critical ridicule, silly comedies, low Rotten Tomatoes scores, and supposedly lazy acting. But critics missed one thing: Sandler was laughing all the way to the bank, and quietly reshaping Hollywood in the process. In 2014, he signed a deal with Netflix that changed streaming. His films, despite poor reviews, became some of the platform's most watched content. Netflix kept renewing the deal. By 2020, Sandler's films had reached more than 2 billion streaming hours. The real power move? Sandler brought his own team with him, writers, directors, and longtime friends, creating a self-sustaining ecosystem inside one of the biggest platforms in the world. Adam Sandler may not collect Oscars, but he is a kingmaker in streaming. His projects get greenlit because they print money. That is the kind of power that does not make headlines, but studios notice it. The queen of quiet green lights, Margot Robbie's production power. In less than a decade, Margot Robbie went from rising star to industry power player. Her real strength is not just in front of the camera, it is in the boardroom. In 2014, she founded Lucky Chap Entertainment with the goal of producing bold, female-led stories that challenge traditional narratives. The result? I, Tanya. Promising Young Woman. Birds of Prey. And then, Barbie. Barbie was a billion-dollar gamble that most studios would never have dared to make. But Margot's company produced it, Margot starred in it, and she helped guide the vision alongside Greta Gerwig. The film became a cultural phenomenon and proved that Robbie does not just sell ideas, she executes them on a massive scale. Today, she has first-look deals with major studios and can shape projects with her team at the script level, all before turning 35. The brand architect, Dwayne Johnson's carefully built kingdom. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is everywhere: films, television, tequila, sports, and YouTube. But his true genius lies not in muscles or fame. It lies in vertical control over his brand. Through $7 Productions, he develops, produces, and markets his own films, from Jumanji to Hobbs and Shaw to Red Notice. He also has fitness brands, an energy drink, and co-ownership in the Football League XFL. His social media presence, with hundreds of millions of followers, is not accidental, it is a tool for independent promotion. Johnson does not need to wait for a studio's approval. He can release trailers directly to 400 million fans. That reach gives him influence few actors have ever had. He is not part of the system, he is his own system. The quiet mogul, Keanu Reeves, and creative freedom. Keanu Reeves is known for his humility, reserve, and his unusually low-key Hollywood lifestyle. But behind that calm exterior is a man who shapes his career on his own terms. From John Wick to The Matrix to cyberpunk video games, Keanu chooses projects where he has creative control or profit participation. Less widely known is that he co-founded Arch Motorcycle, invested in technology and publishing projects, and turned down blockbuster offers when he did not like the creative direction. Reeves does not chase headlines. But when he speaks, studios listen. Maybe that is the truest kind of power, the freedom to say no. The strategic couple, Beyonce and Jay-Z's cultural grip. Separately, they are megastars. Together, Beyonce and Jay-Z have built a cultural empire with more influence than many studios. Their reach extends across music, fashion, film, streaming, and sports investments. Beyonce's visual albums like Lemonade and Black is King were not simple music videos. They were multi-million-dollar film experiences with global premieres on HBO and Disney+. Jay-Z holds stakes in Roc Nation, Tidal, and film financing that help determine which stories get told, and how. They do not just perform at the Super Bowl, they negotiate with the NFL. They do not just attend the Oscars, they help finance campaigns. And when they say something is culture, it becomes culture. Power beyond the spotlight. Hollywood is not just about who stands in the spotlight. It is about who controls the spotlight. Who shapes narratives, funds projects, and makes decisions the public never hears about. Some stars perform. Others orchestrate. But these stars? They built empires. Quietly. Strategically. Permanently. In an industry obsessed with quick wins, they played the long game. And now, they are not just starring in films, they are writing Hollywood's future themselves. If you thought Hollywood was ruled only by studio bosses, think again. These stars are the new power players. Masters of the quiet takeover, reshaping the industry from within. So the next time you watch a blockbuster, a streaming hit, or a viral clip, ask yourself, whose name is really behind it? Because the stars who control Hollywood are not always the loudest, just the smartest. Subscribe for more hidden power moves and deep insights into the world of entertainment. Comment: who do you think secretly rules Hollywood?